I just wanted to tell you guys, so now that you've done this activity, I just need you to prepare a 2-minute presentation, 2 to 3 minutes maximum, just using your theme as a basis and using the images you generated. I want you to take those images and put them on the shared PowerPoint. And one of you in each group, one person is going to present 3 minutes max.
Okay.
So it's just a quick, here's what 2054 looks for, environmental considerations, and then just some ideas that came. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just give us some insights on what you learned by engaging with DALL-E. And I sent you the shared drive folder, which you should have. So I think we'll get started and people will be uploading as we speak. I just want to make sure we have the time to react to this because a lot of the interesting elements are going to emerge from the conversation, and I'm going to limit it to 3 minutes. Okay, so the first group is on education and accessibility. I need one of you to come up and just give the rundown of what you learned. Whoever volunteers. I feel like Kate is, yeah?
You're fresh off that dissertation presentation.
I know. I don't want...
Today. You're fresh. You got that presentation.
I'm going to tell a story. I think 4 to 5.
Now we are just moving.
Oh,
No, it's good. Yeah.
okay, yeah.
And 3 minutes max. Like, you're just trying to, give a quick pitch on that main street, and what you want to sell is really the essential, what we need to know in 3 minutes.
Okay, so our dream was of an accessible main street that recognizes and responds to changing human needs. So we were giving the DALL-E prompts that focused on both aiding in education, like public education, flexible education for city residents, and then also was accessible to people who were either developmentally or physically had needs that needed to be adapted to. So this is what it started with these flexible education pop-ups, and was very centered on technology in order to kind of dictate how people were interacting with the street. It was always a very high-tech vision of what education looks like, but it had some really interesting ideas like pop-up education centers in vacant storefronts to make them more lively, which was fun. But when we started to try to get into accessibility, physical accessibility, it didn't really grab it. These are people in wheelchairs, but they're headed straight off of a curb with no ramp, which doesn't make a lot of sense. And it got a little more extreme. These are people in wheelchairs heading into traffic. And it was we were, the cars coming toward it. And we were trying to give it more could you use ramps maybe to make this more accessible? And it wasn't able to really respond to that, which we thought was kind of interesting because we were asking technology to meet real human needs, and it couldn't fully understand what that was or what it looked like. So this is another example. It was we were, but it would sort of kept shrinking the sidewalks and was really focused on the street and car space as opposed to the people sidewalk space.
Be on the sidewalk. To add those accessibility features on the sidewalk, and it still
Didn't really, yeah. So our final image, we asked it, can you create a main street that both incorporates flexible education opportunities and accessibility features? And it said, well, I cannot do that. So anyways, that was our journey with our main street.
Thank you very much.
Hey, people. So I'll take you on a very interesting environmental journey. Go behind here, right? And am I the one controlling the...
Yeah, you just go to the next, unless it's not the next one.
It is the next one,
yeah.
yes. So we really try to focus on creating an environmental main street, and we wanted one that was, less focused on technology, more focused on greenery and connection and public space. And this is what popped out. If you noticed, it is extremely car-centric. There's highways everywhere on the left. It's interesting is that it seems to be humans are kind of constrained into this one area on the right that's filled with towers. There is pedestrian connections between them, but if you want to go anywhere long, I think you have to take out these highways, and for some reason, people and cars coexist on these highways. I think that's a DALL-E thing. It did remind us of the world city idea, right? The global city where, all of humanity kind of shrunken down and the rest of the space on the earth given back to nature. So we asked DALL-E, can you please take this image but without cars? And after multiple crash attempts where it couldn't visualize it, we decided to do a zoom in onto one of these gardens. And this is what we got. So you see here, this is one of those rooftop gardens we have where we have all these people here. And if you want local produce, any type of produce you want, right here. People intermingling. Luckily, there are no cars this time. It's pretty nice and spacious, but we really wanted it to be a main street, so we tried to trick DALL-E to say, oh, can you be a main street? And this is what it gave us, where it was just everything on the inside. In my imagination, I like to think that this is the future where, because of climate change, the world is so hot and the air quality is so bad that all the main streets are now completely indoors and internal, and that we have really advanced cooling and air filtration systems inside here, and this is the main street, but shaped to be a giant, almost indoor pavilion, and there are shops everywhere and greenery to make it seem hey, we're not pretending we're outside, but we're going to it's gonna be nice, anyways. Yeah, new mall, right? So that's what we're doing, and I think we really again tried to see what we'd like for community, and then we'll have to go soon. But we end up finally with this image where it's a bunch of children, all of them blonde hair, playing outside, in these almost futuristic style, Soviet type of planning. Where so that's what we got.
Thank you. I love the submerged buses or something earlier, but
the submerged buses, you mean here?
This, yeah.
Sorry, is this submerged bus?
Or some ferry. Oh, okay. It looks like okay.
It does look like a boat.
Yeah,
You're right.
Yeah.
The boat is on the water.
Yeah, that's.
Doesn't that make it?
Yeah, it doesn't look like a boat. It looks almost like a bus. So yeah.
It does look
Yeah.
like they probably did just to take a bus.
Yeah.
I can call that a boat.
Someone maybe someone so
Yeah.
strong and just
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Who's presenting? Maybe both together? Okay. So 3 minutes max.
Honestly, people who commute by ferry are the happiest commuters. They love it. Commuter ferries.
The theme
So
of
community centric. So we're just gonna. Yeah. Well. Okay. Go ahead.
okay, the theme of our group is community centric. At the first, we are just wondering about what is community, because community is kind of more a concept than a concrete thing. So at this point, we think community is where people can discuss and communicate with each other very freely and without any barrier. So at this point, our member Rongxiang got inspiration from Doraemon. Yeah, so because in the animation, actually, Doraemon has a kind of bread. So people who eat the bread can actually understand all kinds of languages, so people from different countries can communicate with each other. So we think maybe it's a good idea to create an engaging community in the future city without the barrier of language.
Yeah, so basically that's the first image we got from DALL-E, and it just show some kind of nonsense language on the very fancy city. You can see all these LED boards on the building and on the grounds. But we wanted to see like to be more specifically like how we can use this future technology to help people to communicate without any language barriers. And we asked DALL-E to integrate some wearable devices that can help people to communicate in a timely manner and also without any like translation process. And it has also very pretty digital interface in front of you, so we can do more than just communicating, maybe just all kinds of other stuff. And we were also wondering or thinking about a possibility instead of these digital, digital glasses, maybe because it's already there, and we were thinking maybe we could have like contact lenses, so that you don't have the burden to wear glasses all the time. And yeah, that's how we envision the future, without any barriers of different languages, and people can communicate very easily without any burden or without any efforts to spend, I don't know, tens of years to learn a different language.
That's it. Thank you.
It's great. This is like a good, you're almost like selling this. It's a very sellable thing, what you presented here. And you get a lot of buyers. So one of you, and it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just a sense. And I just want to get like to the last activity, and we have 8 minutes. Yeah. So maybe two minutes, and you can go there to present.
Are we the last group? Yeah. Okay.
So there's an image generating as we speak.
Oh.
Well, it can be added.
Yeah.
It can be added, but you can start, and then you can.
All right.
So,
you can pull up our slide. I'll talk from here. And
or you, Lindsay, can do it.
See if you can add the slide while you're there.
yeah, that's what I want to generate.
Yeah. Yeah. So Will and I have talked a lot about what we think technology can benefit our future society in terms of not only convenience but also maybe environmental protection and also equity. And we try to input our ideas into GPT, but for now we think it does not can cover all our visions for now. So the first step we try is that we just ask we just ask GPT like what is the theme of human technology integrated Main Street, and it gives us some perspectives from the structure, form, storytelling things, and then we just tell it to create a visualization that can reflect what you think, and then it gives this. So from this figure, we think it just highlights the digital art in the building facade. Yeah, so this is the main change, maybe compared to nowadays Main Street, and then we try to create our self-designed prompts. Can we go to the next?
Oh, sorry, it's here.
Oh, it's here. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so actually in this prompt we try to add more details. So for example, we say we want to have the digital arts in the physical landscape in public space, and we also said we want to have some new transportation tools. So, for example, some on-demand public transit services. Yeah, I think we have more, but still it has. Yeah, and we also said we want green roofs. Yeah, and this is the third one. So the prompt is that we want it to create an human technology integrated commercial street to make people's experience fantastic. Yeah, so this is what it creates. Yeah. Oh,
You actually made it?
Oh yeah. Do we have the next one now?
Yeah, can you go next?
Okay.
Refresh.
This one?
Yeah, we'll start there.
Okay, we have
So
10 seconds.
We showed this already, but
Yeah.
that was the prompt that
Oh, yeah, the mic, yeah.
we showed this prompt already. This is exactly what my partner just described. But if you go to the next slide, we updated it with this prompt, and this is what it produced. And so we asked originally for it to produce like a futuristic sort of city, but that seamlessly integrated technology with the human experience without overshadowing that experience. And so we talked about like we wanted to have a park. We went by all of the 4 sort of themes, structure, form, et cetera, that Fadi like listed or DALL-E listed for us, and we just talked individually about what features, like how that looked to us based off how we thought about Mass Ave in 2054, and then we wrote the prompt responding to those features, and that's how it updated.
I was very wrong to say that we're gonna be less than 2 hours this time around, like 2 hours. Yeah.